Kharms, the old woman. In the courtyard stands an old woman holding in her hands a clock. I walk past the old woman, stop and ask her, "What time is it?" "Take a look," says the old woman. I look and see that the clock has no hands. "There are no hands there," I say. The old woman looks at the clock face and says to me, "It's 2:45. "So, that's how it is. Thank you very much," I say and leave. The old woman yells something at my back, but I walk on without looking around. I go out into the street and walk on the sunny side. The spring sun is very pleasant. I walk on, squinting and smoking my pipe. On the corner of Sadovaya, I happen upon Sakerdon Mikhailovich walking towards me. We greet each other, stop and talk for a long while. I get bored of standing out on the street and invite Sakerdon Mikhailovich into a cellar. We drink vodka, cheesing it with hard-boiled eggs and sprots, then say our goodbyes and I go on alone. Then I suddenly remember that I have forgotten to turn off the electric stove at home. I am very upset. I turn around and walk home. The day began so well, and already the first bad turn. I should not have gone outside. I come home, take off my jacket, take my watch out of my vest pocket and hang it up on the nail. Then I lock the door and lie down on the sofa. I lie here and try to fall asleep. From street I can hear the unpleasant screams of little boys. I lie there dreaming up torture for them. Most of all, I like the idea of afflicting them with tetanus, so that they'd suddenly stop moving. Their parents drag them back to their respective homes. They lie their little beds and can't even eat because their mouths don't open. They are nourished artificially. After a week, the tetanus goes away, but the children are so weak that they still have to be confined to their beds for a whole month more. Then, bit by bit, they begin in recover, but I afflict them with a second bout of tetanus, and they all expire. I lie on the sofa with my eyes open and can't fall asleep. I recall the old woman with the clock that I saw today in the yard, and it pleases me that her clock had no hands. Just the other day, at the pawn shop, I saw the most hideous kitchen clock, and the hands were made in the form of a knife and a fork. My God, but I haven't yet turned off the electric stove. I jumped up and turned it off, then lie down again on the sofa and try to fall asleep. I close my eyes. I'm not sleepy. In the window, the spring sun shines right down on me. I get hot. I get up and sit down in the armchair by the window. Now I am sleepy, but I will not sleep. I will take paper and pen and I will write. I sense an awful strength within me. I thought everything over yesterday already. It will be a story about a miracle worker who lives in our time and does not work miracles. He knows he is a miracle worker and could create any sort of miracle, but he doesn't not do it. He is evicted from his apartment. He knows that were he to just wave a finger, the apartment would stay his. But he doesn't not do it. He timidly vacates his apartment and lives outside of town in a shed. He can turn this old shed into a wonderful brick house, but he does not do it. He continues to live in the shed, and in the end he dies, not having worked a single miracle in all his life. I sit and wring my hands with joy. Zakerdun Mikhailovich will explode with envy. He thinks that I am no longer capable of writing things of genius. Quickly to walk, away with my sleep and laziness, I will write for 18 hours straight. I shiver all over with anticipation. I can't figure out what I should do. I needed to take pen and papers, but I grabbed various objects, not at all the ones that I needed. I ran about the room from the window to the desk, from the desk to the stove, from the stove to the desk again, and then to the couch and again to the window. I couldn't breathe from the fire that raged in my chest. It's only 5 o'clock yet. The whole day is ahead, and the evening and all of the night. I stand in the middle of the room. What am I thinking? It's already 5:20. I have to write. I push the little table up to the window and sit down at it. In front of me is the graph paper. In my hand, the pen. My heart is still pounding too hard, and my hand shakes. I wait to settle down. I put down the pen and fill my pipe. The sun is shining right in my eyes. I squint and light my pipe. Now a crow flies past the window. I look out the window and see a man on the sidewalk with a mechanical leg. He is knocking loudly with his leg and his cane. So, I say to myself, as I continue looking out the window, the sun hides behind the chimney of the apartment house standing opposite. The shadow cast by the chimney runs along the roof, then flies across the street and falls across my face. I ought to take advantage of this shadow and write a few words about the miracle worker. I grab the pen and write. The miracle worker was tall. I can't write anything more. I sit until the moment I start experiencing hunger. Then I stand up and go over to the small cupboard where my provisions are kept. I feel around on there but find nothing. A cube of sugar and nothing more. Someone's knocking at the door. Who is it? No one answers me. I open the door, and before me I see the old woman who is this morning was standing in the courtyard with the clock. I am very surprised and can't say a thing. And here I am, says the old woman, and walks into my room. I stand at the door and don't know what to do. Put her out or, on the contrary, offer her a seat. But the old woman walks over to my armchair by the window and sits down herself. Close the door and lock it, the old woman tells me. I close and lock the door. Get down on your knees, says the old woman, and I get down on my knees. But here I begin to understand the complete awkwardness of my situation. Why am I standing on my knees before some old woman? And why is this old woman in my room sitting in my favorite chair? Why did I not throw this old woman out? Listen up, I say. What right do you have giving orders in my room and moreover ordering me around? I have no desire to stand on my knees. And you don't have to, says the old woman. Now you must lie down on your stomach and stick your face in the floor. I instantly fulfill her command.